Hi guys and girls, Blade Collector here, and today I've got for you the Boker Plus Heinnie tech tool to review. So I recently purchased this from Heinnie Haynes. It's one of their special edition knives. I got it last week, and at the moment it's up on their website for £19.95, so towards the budget end. But let me tell you, this thing is good quality for the money you're paying. So let's have a little look around the knife. So, as we can see, G10 scale handles. Can't really see very well due to the lighting. Apologies, I am working on it. But it's a very, very fine texture G10. It's not ultra grippy. It's quite a smooth G10, but it kind of gives a premium finish. I like it. The hardware itself, all nice and level and flush. Good quality again. We've got pin sort of stud replicas on one side and the hardware on the other. So pocket clip. The pocket clip is reversible so that it's tip up or tip down carry. Unfortunately, it is right only. There's no lefty love here. The clip itself is a bit shiny for me. Typically, I like a darker clip. It kind of advertises in your pocket, but it rides relatively deeply, and there's enough clearance there. Smoothly transitions into the pocket. It's not the best looking pocket clip. It's got good spring retention, very good in fact. Kind of painful to open, and it does, as I say, slide into the pocket quite easily. The screws there are domed, but I haven't had any problems with it catching as I put it into my pocket. I've been carrying this knife for around about a week now. In terms of fit and finish, the fit and finish on the knife is pretty good. You can see on the back here, there's no major gaps. Bearing in mind, guys, we are looking at a 20-pound knife here. There's a glass breaker on the end there. And we can see the blade centering is pretty much, come on focus, spot on there. Pretty much spot on, so nothing to complain about. Let's open up the knife and have a little look what we got. So, we have got a lovely 12C27 Sandvik steel drop point here. Typical kind of penknife style blade, really. You can see the advertising, got a little bit of billboarding going on there with the boker sign, but that is it, other than 12C27 on the back and the limited edition Heinnie Haynes logo. As I say, this is a limited edition run in conjunction with boker. So 12C27 Sandvik steel. It's not the best steel in the world, but it's certainly not the worst. It's in line with your 440C, for example. I personally see it as a little bit better than things such as Oz 8, 18, 8CR13 MOV. So yeah, we're in line with 440C. It's a reasonable steel. It's going to hold an edge well, easy to sharpen. It's going to do a day's work. Okay, there's not something out there that you're not really going to struggle doing a day's work with this knife. You might just need to strop it at the end of the day to bring that edge back. But things like cutting cardboard, open up parcels, dealing with rope, it's going to be dealing with that sort of stuff absolutely fine. It's a relatively decent steel, 12C27 Sandvik. It's a non-locking knife. It's got a back spring here, we can see. It is nice and flush, and that is all the way around. Nice and flush. They've done a good job here at making it flush. Obviously, there's no half stop here. As you can see, the back lock is activated, and it closes nicely. Again, nice and flush when closed. The walk and talk itself, it's not great, but you know, we're looking at a 20-pound knife here, guys. The actual walk and talk, I'll be quiet and you can listen. Positive snap. And closing. Okay, so it's not the best, but it's not a bad knife. In terms of fit in the hand, it's a decent sized knife. I've got large hands and it fits me perfect. It's a good grip. I've got long fingers. There's absolutely zero jimping on this knife. So there's nothing in terms of jimping top or bottom or on the blade, but it's a kind of a natural grip. It gives you a good grip, a good hold. It feels sturdy in the hand. The pull strength on this is reasonable. It's not a one-hand opener, absolutely not. I have ordered a couple of quick thumb studs. Now I might see if we can put one on the nail nick, but it all depends on how much space you're going to have when closing. There's more than enough access to that nail nick. It would be nice to have a match strike pull on there maybe. I'm not a huge fan of just a plain nail nick or maybe a long pull, something a little bit different. But hey, again, we're looking at a £20 knife. There's a glass breaker on the end there, which really does stick out, but you don't really notice it when it's in hand and you're holding the knife normally. It doesn't affect you or bother you in any way. There's no lanyard hole available on this knife. As you can see, we've got relatively, well, there's no gapping. You can't see any daylight through that back spring. So that's all good news. Holding it in my hand, and since I've used this, there is a little bit of hot spotting here where the pocket clip sits. But that's only during hard use. Normal stuff, you don't really feel any real problems. Let's have a little look at sharpness then. So let's have a little go at cutting this. Super slicey blade, absolutely no problem whatsoever. Really, really good, really super slicey blade. This is probably one of my most sliciest blades I've got. It's a full flat grind. As you can see, a full flat grind, very, very thin behind the edge, super slicey. So let's have a little look at size then. First off, we'll check the blade stock. So, steel blade stock, we are looking at 3mm, 2.93 mil. And behind the edge, let's have a little look here. What have we got? Bear with me 2 secs. 0.2 of a millimetre. So let's have a little look at overall length. This is a UK legal knife, so we are looking at a sub 3-inch blade. Blade length is 2.87, as you can see there. We've got a cutting edge of 2.68, so more than legal to carry around town, if you've got cause to, that is, obviously. Let's have a little look at the handle length. Handle length is 3.76 inches. That's 95.5 millimeters, and that does include the glass breaker at the end there. So overall, it's a nice knife. It weighs approximately 55 grams, which is about 1.9 ounces. So we are looking at a super, super lightweight knife here. So yeah, the Boker Tech Tool. Would I recommend it? Yes, I would. It's one of Heinnie Haynes' limited editions. They don't typically put their name to crap. It's premium feel for budget money, and it's definitely worth getting your hands on if you can still get one. They've just got them in. Nice short review here, guys. Blade Collector, that's me done. Hope you have a lovely week and take care. Bye-bye.